So like, see this like plus and minus? This just adds resistance. So like if you put this more this way, it'll give you more resistance. If you go this way, it'll just give you less resistance. So it'll be easier to move. You don't want to like super loose because then it'll like be a lot. So just give it like nice. Same thing with this here. That's for the tilting. So there's a plus this way or minus this way. So you want like a nice cool. There's like that. If you have to like go ahead and build it, like go ahead and hold it, you don't like moving around. You'll see like it has like just nice little resistance. You'll be able to look right at the screen up there. And then your job, do you know football?
Yeah, I do know.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're just gonna get like a kind of like a widest shot of the whole play. You don't have to worry about zooming too far in, but you can zoom in a little bit, and at the beginning and end, here, let me unlock this. At the beginning and end of the stuff, like I'll be like, okay, like can you like zoom in on this or something like that? But otherwise, you're just sort of following the play. That's all you need to do. Just follow the play. Okay? Very easy. Also, at one point, I will tell you to give the commentators, because they'll be right next to you, you just knock on the window, give them a thumbs up, that's so they can start talking. Okay, that's it. You don't have to worry about pressing record, because I got it all here. Yeah, so the zoom, you'll have a handle up there, so just push this in or out. And there's one of them coming as well. If there's not, just let me know, and I'll just give you this most likely will not be using this as a field. Okay? You can go ahead and toss your headset on. Your camera's all tight. You get head on there. All right, yeah. So you can go up there. This is Chris's camera. Chris, my guide. So you're my field guy.
Okay.
So
what does that mean?
So you're gonna be on the timeline.
Okay.
Okay. You can literally like before the game starts, like you're probably gonna start over here if you want to be like coming out.
Yeah.
But after that, you're gonna be on the timeline where we are time. You can basically go up to the left side.
Okay.
Don't go onto the field.
Okay.
On the sideline, like go on, go that will not be the place, but it'll be place. Whatever side of the 50 they're on, like try to be as close to that as possible.
Okay. And
then you just either want to be the ball carrier or the person who did the back.
Okay.
Either one of them. Because what happens is my commentators, they have a view of this.
Okay.
And they can see this live. So like if you have a nice shot of the person who did the back, they can talk.
Okay.
So the last thing is you kind of have a little bit of freedom. So I give you a tripod. You can use the tripod if you want. You're not locked to this.
Okay.
So get super familiar with like doing this on lock and then you press this button to slide it off.
Okay.
Whatever you feel more comfortable with. So like me personally, I like having it up on my shoulder and then going from there.
Okay.
It's in auto, so you don't have to worry about being focused or anything like that. You can bring it low if you want to clean it. It's totally up to you. I'll take your shot and I'll tell you when I'm on your shot. Okay, we're going to go to the light right here, and then be ready. The only thing is if the light's in front of you, just be ready to like yank those back.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cool.
Easy?
So try to be as close to the 50 on whatever side.
As close to it's going to be with a lot of spaces. Because there's going to be points where they're like down by the 20.
Okay.
You can literally line up right from line of scrimmage, or like a little off center because it's a rep and you run into line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Off center it. Yeah.
So just follow one.
That's it.
And follow off. Okay, that's cool. Easy enough.
Camera, and then
Well. Okay. Is the what microphone? Awesome.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Conley Memorial Stadium for tonight's matchup between the visiting Boston College High School Eagles and your Woburn Tanners. At midfield are the captains for tonight's game. From BC High, number 2, Marshall Rice. Number 4, Jacob Fearon Broadspot. Number 13, Brennan Blind. Number 52, Jack Turner. And number 55, Elijah Crowder. Tonight's captains for the Tanners. Number 6, Evan Kowatko. Number 4,
So
Ryan
yeah, Joey,
Kassim.
it was really close for comfort,
Number 3,
but the
Ryan
team
Luck.
is going to have to step up tonight
Number
because
10,
this BC
Austin
High
Rose.
team is
And number 15,
overpowered.
Brian
That
Ferreira.
offense is absolutely high-powered. As just last week alone, they had 4 50-plus yard touchdowns on the ground. Yes, that's right. I said 4. This high-powered BC Eagle offense is unlike anything the Tanners have seen up to this point in the season, and we'll see how it all plays out next on WPMC.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Sorry, I'm not used to this mic, I can barely hear.
Welcome back here on Woburn Public Media Center as we are just about set and ready to go for some football. The Woburn Tanners will receive the ball first to start the ball games, which means Aiden Davis in the offense will come out first and look to take the lead early.
Now, Joey, what does that mean for Caden Davis? A shaky game in the first game, even more shaky the second game. A lot of doubters he has right now. What can he do tonight? He can prove himself. Against a high-powered team like BC High, he can go out there and shut out all the haters with a performance tonight.
Okay.
Turnovers last week were Davis's biggest problem, and against a team like BC High, he can't make some of the mistakes he made last week.
And I feel like, Joey, one of our negative trademarks up here has been unforced errors. This team suffers from them. When they're at their best, they're not having unforced errors, but when they're struggling, that is one of their biggest problems. So let's see if they can limit those tonight.
It's number 8, Liam Kalin, to kick it off with Ferreira and Lush back deep to receive. And with a swing of the leg, we are underway here at Conley Memorial Stadium. It's taken in by Ryan Lush, who's looking for a seam and gets across the 35 on the opening kickoff.
And Joey, the special teams are going to play a big role tonight, as you want to get anything you can get against a team like BC High. I know we keep hyping up this BC High team, but let's look at a couple players on their defense that are pretty impressive. We want to note Jacob Birendrospa. He is their best player on offense and one of their best players on defense. So look up for him. He is number 4.
The Tanners will start from the 37 of their own as Davis takes the opening snap and hands it off to Ferreira, who goes in the counter, gets into the secondary, and he could go all the way and will on the opening play for the second time this season. Brian Ferreira has found the end zone.
Wow, Joey, we forgot to mention the record he is chasing right now, but that almost goes out of the window in a game like this. A team like BC High, you want to win, and Brian Ferreira stamps his foot in this matchup right from the start.
Indeed he did, and now Mark Catone will come out to attempt his first extra point of tonight's game. And just 18 seconds into this ball game, the Tanners are on the scoreboard. The kick from Mark Catone is up and good to make it a 7-0 lead for Woburn.
Joey, what a start. We will be back soon on WPMC.
Woburn Tanners touchdown scored by number 15, Brian Ferreira.
Back here on WPMC, after the electric start to this ball game, Mark Catone set to kick it away to this high-powered Boston College High offense. And that is something that I'm sure the Eagles did not expect to start this ball game.
And like you said, Joey, that is probably the most surprising start that you could expect. 17 slips here.
Ryan Puccini's down there. He's avoided though. Now the other way go the Eagles. And they are into the secondary, still going down the sideline, cutting back in towards the 30, and an unbelievable return to start their offense for number 17, Stephen Labrador.
And like you said, Joey, Labrador slipped at the beginning. He got the football, and all he saw was green grass ahead of him. Towards the end, a tackle there from Mark Catone and Michael Nicholas combined. But wow, what a start to this game on the special teams by BC High as they go in as number 6, Carter Carroll comes in behind the center.
Carroll takes the snap. Inside run to number 12, Jackson Richard. For a gain of 4 on their first play of tonight's ball game.
Jackson Richard. Thomas Kennedy with the tackle.
BC High going conservatives to start their game, but like we talked about, Jacob Birendrospa is their star running back. He will do anything, pass, catch the ball, run the ball. He has scored so many touchdowns for this offense.
Richard still in the backfield, gets it again. He chucks over the safety for Sammy and is inside the red zone, the goal to go. Take a look at the replay here for Richard. He was able to split through the defensive line and get into the secondary right there.
Davis with a big tackle to prevent an opening score here.
First and goal at the 9-yard line for the Eagles after they surrender the opening touchdown to Brian Ferreira. Carroll drops back, looking, fires in the middle, caught, touchdown, Eagles. It was number 4, the star running back, Jacob Bjorn Broadspot, who we thought we might see in the backfield, but he's out wide there to catch the open touchdown.
Yeah, like you said, Joey. Like you said, Joey. It looks to be number 12, Jackson Richard, who's actually lining up with Carter Carroll in that backfield, and they're really using Jacob Bjorn Broadspot out there as they're going for 2 here. Look for number 2, Marshall Rice, isolated with Clark on the top.
Carroll takes the snap, tosses it to Bjorn Broadspot, who waltzes his way into the end zone. And just like that, the 2-point conversion is good, and the Eagles are on
Marshall
top.
Rice isolated with Clark on the top.
10-17 to Carroll takes the snap, tosses it back on WPMC for the next Woburn offensive possession. Back on WPMC with a quick 2 touchdown drives for both the Tanners and the Eagles. The Tanners will be getting the ball back, down 1, 10-17 to go in the first.
See how the Tanners can respond here.
Kick is up and away, and taken in this time by Brian Ferreira, who's got some space again, looking to go down the sideline, still down the sideline, and finally out of bounds, past midfield.
Joey, in the beginning minutes of this game, it looks like a Brian Ferreira versus Jacob Bjorn Broadspot show.
He goes down the sideline and is finally shouldered out of bounds. But anyway, the Tanners will start in plus territory. And as we saw to open this game, they had the 1-play touchdown that, of course, went to Brian Ferreira.
Well, let's take a look at the personnel on the field. You have to see at the bottom of your screen that Thomas Knievi making his first appearance of this game.
I didn't catch that. What was that?
Caden Davis lined up in the shotgun with Kanivi, the running back, to his hip.
Okay.
And Ferreira coming in motion. It'll be a rollout pass for Davis, who's still looking. Gets pressured and it's intercepted. Another turnover by Davis. It's Liam Kalin on the interception, and the 3rd interception in 5 quarters
Woburn pass
for
is
Caden Davis.
by number
And as
9,
we said,
Sarah.
mistakes are something that needs to be limited against a team like BC High. We haven't seen that so far for Davis.
You know, Davis was rolling out there. He was getting the pressure from the defensive line. And you might think, Davis, throw the ball away. But a little bit of a mistake, a little careless there, and BC High are going the other way.
Carroll back in the shotgun now with Richard still in the running back.
10 at the Woburn 49.
A trip to the top of your screen offset. Carroll, drop back, looking to fire. Over the top, it is caught. And inside the 20 go the Eagles. That's number 7, Conrad Babka with the reception.
And it looked like great coverage from number 2, Caden Davis there. Conrad Babka makes an incredible catch to go over the top of the defensive back and make a beautiful play.
It's still very early on in this ball game, but this passing attack is unlike anything the Tanners have seen up to this point in the season. Carroll drops back, looking for a screen. It's Richard, who cuts back, still evading defenders, trying to get to the end zone, and does. What an individual effort there by Jackson Richard to find the end zone for quickly the 2nd BC High touchdown.
There's a penalty flag on the
That
play.
was impressive, to say the least. But it might be coming back, as there was an illegal block in the back on the BC High Eagles. Very unfortunate for them. But the Tanners get a second chance at this.
Okay.
The offensive skill up to this point has been there for BC, and it's everything we've expected and more.
Well said, Joey. As a couple personnel changes in this one.
Yeah, I think I'm-
As number 44, Tommy O'Donnell, the tight end.
Yeah, I'm fine with this for now.
9:05 and counting left to go in the first quarter. As Carroll gets back into the shotgun, but we've got another whistle and timeout
Timeout, BC.
And we'll be back for the next BC High play after the break on WPMT.
Correction, that timeout was taken by Woburn.
Back here on WPMC as BC High is inside the 20-yard line before the penalty. Now they're
16
at the 26-yard line, just about. Carroll barking out the signals to his offense. He's in a split back set with a running back to each side. Carroll drops back, hands it off to Richard, who's looking for the edge across the 20, near the 15, but he stops short.
I just want to point out there, a really good tackle from Ryan Piscini. As you can see, number 56, Mike Smith, trying to block, and Piscini avoids that block and makes the big tackle on the big running back from BC High.
2nd and 9.
Carroll has been sort of alternating between the passes down the seams along with the hands off to Richard up to this point. Trips to the top of your screen as Carroll's back into the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the snap, fires to Richard, who makes a man miss almost, but Evan Colacco actually comes up with the end tackle. More middle of the game, if anything.
Like you said, Joey, one of the staples of this defense, Evan Colacco, going low for the legs to bring down Richard. Big tackle to break it 3rd and 9, and one could say this is a 4-point play.
3rd and 9 to the 15 as the Tanners look to get the defense off the field with a stop. Carroll into the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side, 2x2 set, 1 running back. Carroll claps his hands, now goes back under center, and it's a flag on the play, and it looks to be offsides.
Looks like a couple defenders for the Tanners. Looks like Lane and Souza both jumped.
Carroll with a hard count there and was able to get it. 3rd and 1 now after the penalty.
Big play for these nose tackles. They're going to have to stop this run from Richard.
It's the backup quarterback in here who hands it off. That's number 19, the backup quarterback.
Is that enough?
Kai's Flannery as he handed up the middle. Let's see where they
Hand off to Richard. That carry goes for BC, 1st down.
The carry by Richard was good enough for a 1st down. We saw this last week also from BC High. They'd send in Flannery in he's more of a mobile quarterback compared to Carroll. Flannery actually had the 73-yard touchdown option as Coral finds his way back into the game under shotgun as number 4 here in blue spot comes in motion. It's a fire pass, but it is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 7 Conrad Bobka.
And as you can see, Carroll tried to find his receiver in that back corner of the end zone, but Ryan Lush had great coverage. It looked like the wide receiver had the ball, but Ryan Lush with a last-minute tackle to stop that touchdown.
The last-minute stop is a big contribution to his speed that Lush is able to use on both ends of the field, both as a receiver and a defensive back. Carroll back into the shotgun with 1 receiver out wide to each side and a slot to the left. Carroll drops back, looking to pass. Here comes the pressure. He is armed down at the 10-yard line. Let's see who ended up getting the sack there. It's number 9, Matt Souza. He's going to get credit for that one as he ripped down Carroll by the leg.
Great play by Matt Souza there to get to the quarterback, and you can just tell he's been putting in the work in the weight room. He looks so much bigger this season than last season.
Carroll with his Eagles up 8-7 at about the 15-yard line. He set up with the ball to be spotted at the 10. He'll drop back, looking to pass, looking light. Instead, tries to run with it. Look to fire down the middle, but instead, he's ripped down by Brian Ferreira.
Wow, what a big play by Brian Ferreira there to get to the quarterback. He looked to try to run the ball. Ferreira jumps, but still stays with Carroll as he brings him down with other Tanners in company.
Carroll looked to have beer and brute spot wide open in the back of the end zone.
Quarterback sacked by number 15, Brian Ferreira.
That'll bring up a 4th down. You've got a 4th and goal from the 10-yard line for the Eagles. This will be huge if the Tanners are able to get off the field. Carroll in the shotgun. Another flag. It'll be another offside on the Tanners, which will only allow a closer chance for the Eagles. That was number 9, Matt Souza, the guilty party.
And you hate to see it, Matt Souza just with that big sack a moment ago. And when he went offsides there, you could just see him shaking his head in disappointment.
The hard count seems to be something that's affecting the Tanners here early, as Carroll is back in the shotgun with 2 receivers to his right from the slot and 1 out wide. And we have another whistle and a timeout. And we'll be back after the break to see if the Eagles can convert here on WPMC.
Let's go, JJ! Come on! Let's go, Solo! Yeah, Solo! Let's go!
As we get set for a 4th down and Eagle 5. And once again, as I stated earlier, a big stop here, if possible, for the Tanners on defense. Carroll in the shotgun. Drops his hands, takes the snap, drops back, looking to the corner. He's got an open man. It's caught for an Eagle touchdown.
It looked like the Tanners defense just lost Conrad Bobka in the corner there because he was wide open. Tanner's mistake on defense, and they will go down 7 with potentially a 2-point conversion to make it a 2-score game in this one.
And I hate to go back to it, but Zeke, how did that drive all start?
Correct, Joey. Unforced errors, and continues to be a problem for the Tanners. It's going to be a test to their character if they can step up and go down and score a touchdown.
Now takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. Let's see if it's spotted. It's good for a 2-point conversion. And with that, the Boston College High Eagles will take a 16-7 lead with still 4:32 to go in the first. Back on WPMC after the quick break. Here on WPMC, as Zeke, it seems like we're in the midst of a shootout here early.
I mean, I hope so, Joey, or could this BC High Eagles team be pulling away with it?
23 points combined scored in just about 7.5 minutes, as the Tanners will get the ball back as it's sent away. This time it's a little squib kick taken in on the run by Ryan Lush, who looks to break through but is unsuccessful. He is maybe just across the 45. They'll mark him at the 45. And that's where Davis in the offense will take over.
Joe, you want to see if the wide receivers can step up here, because you can blame it on Caden Davis all you want, but these wide receivers need to get open for him. Whether it be Evan Klodko, Ryan Piscini, Mark Catone, Ryan Lush, they need to give him a chance to make a good throw. Which sure they've been doing at times, but they make it more consistent. As Ryan Piscini, you look on the bottom of your screen, go up against Devin Deere.
We've got a trips wide receiver set down to the bottom of your screen. It'll be a cornerback power for Caden Davis, who lunges his way up the middle for a gain of 4. Caden Davis just following his lineman here as we take a second look at it, and he lunges forward just across the 49.
And we talked about it the last 2 weeks, Joey. Caden Davis, he has the ability to run with the football. Not something that Brett Tuzlo in the past could do, but Caden Davis can do that. So let's see how Belcher can work with that.
Davis under center now with a 2-running back set. It's given off to Ferrero, who's across midfield. And another nice game there. For a gain of 3. Which will bring up a third down and 6. Third down and 2, excuse me.
See what Coach Belcher can conjure up here, as this is a big play if they want to continue this drive. Look for Cassini and Lush at the bottom of the screen stack.
The same 2 running back set. This time it does go to Ferreira, who is looked to be stacked up, still turning his legs. We'll see where they spot it. As the line judges converge, and it looks to be maybe a half yard short.
It looks to be very close, Joe. Wonder if they're going to come out and measure this one. As you'd expect Coach Belcher and the Tanners to stay on the field. Play call there from Coach Belcher, taking your running quarterback and putting it right through the middle there. As impressive from the offensive line, the center Dante Delacrotti and the guards Jaden Castrata and Joe Sena really working their motors there to get the first down.
The Tanners bring in the big set for the first time tonight as Dylan Silverberg checks in. And we have Ryan Lush coming in motion, but instead it's a toss to Ferreira, who has a successful stiff arm to manage a few yards, but good run coverage there by the Eagles.
And give credit to Smith, effective stiff arm, but Smith, after a few yards staying with him, brought him down as Ferreira comes up empty on first down.
Also, senior wide receiver Evan Kolotko will check back into the ballgame as he takes out Ryan Lush, as we have 2 receivers out wide at the bottom of your screen. With Kingsbury now motioning out wide. Cassini comes in motion. Instead, it's a handoff to Ferreira, who looks to bounce it on the counter. He'll gain maybe 1.
Sets up another big third down here as it's 3rd and 9. Do they go back to a passing play with Caden Davis? That's a question. Coach Belcher, Coach Quayle, they're going to have to ask themselves what they're going to do here.
Ryan Lush will come back into the game. We know what kind of speed he has if they can get the ball to him. Davis in the split back set with Canadian Ferreira. It's a play action. They look towards Lush, who makes the catch, I believe, but he will mark short of that line of game.
Coach Belcher and Davis conferencing here whether they're gonna go for it on 4th down. A little bit underthrown there. You thought that the Tanners wide receiver could catch it on the run. And it's going to be 4th down and 6 here.
11 ticks left to go in the first quarter. Let's see if the Tanners elect to end the quarter. And that seems to be what they will do. And after the first 12 minutes of football, we've got a score of 16-7 in favor of the Boston College High. here on WPMC as we await the decision on 4th and 6 for the Tanners. Ryan Lush is out there, and it looks like the Tanners will elect to punt this away. Unfortunately, that just means the high-powered BC offense is set to come back out on the field. It's a high kick back towards the end zone, and it's taken in as a fair catch.
Yeah, an interesting fair catch call. The Eagles are pinned down to their 1-2 yard line as Ryan Lush does his job there from the punching unit and the special teams. But I put my arms up, Joey. I don't know what he was doing there.
When we talked to Lush last week, he said he takes pride in all 3 phases of the game that he's a part of. The defense as a defensive back, the offense is that hybrid running back wide receiver, and then of course on special teams, he's the punter. The Eagles backed up into their own end zone here as Carroll drops back in the shadow of his goalpost. Up the middle he goes on a quarterback draw. It's nicely covered there by the Tanners.
And Joey, that tackle right there from Brian Ferrer reminds me a little of Michael Doherty. See how he takes his helmet, puts his shoulder into the player, and drives him through about 4 yards backwards. That's exactly how senior captain Michael Doherty would play last year.
Doherty and Ferreira now are using that low center of gravity to their biggest advantage. Carroll still on the goal line. It's a touch pass. Nicely covered by the Tanners again. And the Eagles are still backed up here on 3rd down.
Yeah, and they're going to try the jet sweep here, but Tanners and company are going to get in there for the tackle. A big play to force a massive 3rd down. Because the Eagles would dare go for it if they didn't convert here.
It would be huge if the Tanners defense can get off the field this time. It's an empty set with Carroll set up in the end zone as Cassini drops back to play center field. Carroll firing down towards the corner of the end zone. It's out of the reach of the receiver. That was number 2. Marshall Rice. It was just over to the sideline of the Tanners, and it looks like the Tanners get their first defensive stop of the night.
Yeah, Joey, it was incredible coverage there. Like you said, from the defensive back, Ryan Lush stayed with Marshall Rice every step of the way, as he did denying that touchdown earlier in the game. So a couple of great plays from Ryan Lush to start this one.
The punt will come in the shadow of the goalpost for the Eagles. It's a high arcing kick. The Tanners elect not to take it, and it'll be marked down at the 35-yard line.
As here comes back, number 2, Caden Davis. We asked the question again, Joey. Can he make an impact on this game on the offensive end?
With that punt, the Tanners start this drive in plus territory, and it seems like any sort of point here would be pretty nice for the Tanners. Dylan Sigsbury going to line up out wide once again. That's something we saw J.J. Lane do a lot last year.
10 from the first 5-yard line.
Went with a team first move to move into offensive tackle as Cassini comes in motion. The handoff goes to him. He is unable to get the edge, but he may have run the yard. And he hit hard going out of bounds.
Yeah, and he hit a couple BCI coaches hard as they fall down on that opposite end. Cassini jet sweep. We've seen that a lot throughout the season, and we saw it a lot last season. It was much more successful last season. Because when you lose guys like Amin Rahim and you Johan Engineer on those wide areas, it hurts.
Indeed it does, as those guys were the veteran presence and quite a force in the offensive line. As Davis is back in the shotgun with Ferreira to his hip. The handoff goes to Ferreira, who this time is able to bounce it outside. Now shoots a man near the 30, and he spirals his way past the 30. An athletic move there by Bryant.
Spirals is an understatement, Joey, as he found his way in, and he found that little glimpse of hope to make a play out of that. And as he did, as he spiraled, to use Joey Matroni's innate vocabulary, all the way to a big 2nd and 3.
Second and 3 indeed.
Third and 3 from the 28.
Third and 3, my apologies.
Third and 3 from the 28 as it's an under center snap taken by Davis. Pushing forward is Brian Ferreira. He's got enough for a first down.
First down.
Number 66, Luciano Parzioli on the field as a member of that offensive line.
It's an interesting play from Coach Belcher. You didn't see him a lot the first 2 games, but when senior captain Amin Rahim was out last season, Luciano Parzioli was the guy that came in for support. Questionable why he wasn't starting the first 2 games, but here he is now nonetheless.
Davis back into that wishbone full house formation. This time it's a play action. Davis scrambles out, and it's deflected and nearly intercepted. We've got a flag on the field as well.
There's a penalty flag on the field.
Davis saw the pressure, had to scramble out. Pass was deflected. The flag came out after the play, and it is a roughing the passer personal foul going against BC High.
And that puts a little shade on the fact that that could have been a pick 6. He could have been going the other way with that. A little underthrown once again.
Ryan Lush checking back in as Davis finishes his talk with Coach Belcher. Now we'll tap the helmet of center Dante Delagrati and get into the formation as it's first and goal from the 10-yard line. Ryan Piscini, the outermost wide receiver, as it's a handoff up the middle for a gain of 4 to the 6-yard line. That's Thomas Kanavik.
And something you'll notice about Coach Belcher is he likes taking his 2-star wide receivers, Ryan Piscini and Ryan Lush, and placing them on one side of the field, whether it be the right or the left. And that is for blocking personnel, whether you want that play to go to the left side on a run or the right side on a run. You want Brian Ferrer to get all the help he can get.
Second and goal at the 7.
You got a second and goal from the 7 with trips to the top of your screen. Davis takes the snap. It's another quarterback power. Up the middle he goes, short of the goal line, near the 5 for a gain of 3.
Aiden Davis on the carry.
The second time Coach Belcher has elected to go with that quarterback power, and it's been semi-successful up to this point.
It has, Joey, and you have to credit the offensive line, whether, like I said, Dante Delagrati and Joe Senna, especially on that play, really making a hole for Davis. Not to run all the way to the house, but, you know, to get the yards that he needs to get a touchdown here.
Third down from the 3-yard line. Ferreira out wide. Davis under center, waiting. It's a play-action rollout pass. He's pressured towards the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Dylan Sigsbury. His first touchdown as a member of the Woburn Tanners since joining just this season.
That completion goes for Woburn Tanners touchdown.
Wow, Joey, what a catch by Sigsbury. Underthrown again by Davis, but a good throw nonetheless. Sigsbury adjusts and makes the catch. Austin Prep's old man says hello to Connolly Memorial Stadium on this beautiful Friday night.
Dylan Sigsbury came into the season competing for the quarterback job as Catone's kick is up and good. But instead, he says, hey, Coach Belcher, I'll go play some tight end. Now catches a touchdown here in the biggest game of the season so far for the Tanners, and we'll be back after a quick break.
Welcome back here on WPMC as the Tanners with a big touchdown to cut the lead to 2. But it's time for their defense. They stepped up last time. Can they step up again?
It's a short kickoff from Catone, taken in near the 40-yard line.
as a fiery Evan Kolotko and Michael Nicholas walk off the field, as they're starting to feel it in this one as the game stays close with 6:34 left in this first half.
Dylan Sigsbury making his mark on his Woburn football career here as he gets the game back within 2 as he gets some congratulations from the sideline there.
And Joey, we all know his Woburn football blood runs in the family with Rocky Nelson being his grandfather.
Carroll back into the shotgun with trips the recovery screen. Slot receiver slightly offset. As the running back comes in motion. Instead, it's a pass down the seam that is caught by number 4, Bjorn Broodspot.
Pass complete to number 4, Jacob here, broad spot. That completion is good for
And like
BC High,
Joey, you mentioned
down.
before, the seams are just where Carter Carroll likes to throw his footballs. And they let Bjorn Broadspot run right through that seam. And of course, where was Carroll going to go with that football? Right to his man, number 4, who's been a piece for this BC High Eagles team, to say the least.
Bjorn Broadspot back in the slot. This time it's a handoff to Richard up the middle. He's taken down near the 40-yard line.
And we talked about Bjorn Broadspot being a big piece in the running game, but tonight it looks to be Jackson Richard who's doing most of the work, and he's done a really good job.
In the backfield last week,
Gain of 7.
Bjorn Broadspot had at least one of those 50-plus yard rushing touchdowns. Eagles find themselves in the offset Irish with Bjorn Broadspot, the tailback, and Richard lined up as the fullback. And it's offset to Bjorn Broadspot, who finds a seam. Down the sideline he goes. And he's just near the 5-yard line after a gain of 7.
First down, BC High.
Here we go, defense!
Check that, that's the 15-yard line where Bjorn Broadspot went out of bounds. That's the first time we've seen him lined up in the backfield tonight. Carroll in the split back set. It's another handoff to Bjorn Broadspot, who goes on the counter, up the middle, chucks a man into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Just like that, Joey, this BC High Eagles team is right back into a marginal lead as Ryan Piscini fails to make the tackle there, as Bjorn Broadspot scores the 3rd touchdown for this Eagles offense.
That's the second time tonight Piscini's just been overpowered by the strength of this Eagles backfield. They will set up to go for 2 once again, which if successful, will get them a 10-point lead. As Carroll's in the shotgun. Back here on WPMC with the score 22-14 in favor of the BC High Eagles. The Tanners unsuccessful on defense there, but now, after looking good last drive, they'll get the ball back, and let's see, Zeke, what Davis and the offense can do next.
Yeah, Joe, and step up is what they did last time out. But let's see if they can continue that high-powered running game. That's the squib kick here that is down at the 45-yard line.
That was taken in by Ryan Piscini.
It's going to be interesting to see what Coach Belcher goes with personnel-wise. Sigsbury made a big play before, and like we mentioned before, Coach Sigsbury's grandfather is Rocky Nelson, coach of the Woburn Tanners, of course, for 30 years, 1986 to 2016, and Dylan Sigsbury's mother is the softball coach for the Tanners.
Davis and the offense back out on the field. Parziali still remaining a part of that offensive line, along with Dylan Singsbury out wide to the top of your screen as Herrera flexes out. It's a pass for Davis and it's up by Lush. He's near midfield and now tackled backwards. But forward progress will mark him down at exactly midfield.
Pass to number 3, Ryan Lush.
Good tackle there from John Nichols of the BC High Eagles. Ryan Lush looked angry when he got up, but no retaliation. You've got to keep your composure in a game like this.
Especially in a game like this when you need your skill players to show up. You can't have those mental mistakes at any point. Back into the full house. Wishbone style formation for the Tanners. Up the middle it goes for Ferreira, who's stacked up there. Maybe good enough for a half yard. And you can see the great penetration there by
1 yard gain.
the entirety of the Boston College High defensive line.
Third,
The tackle is going to be credited to number 44, Tommy O'Donnell.
Ryan Ferreira trying to get a couple yards there. Didn't get it done, but can he do it here?
Lush comes in motion from behind. It's a toss to Lush. He was unaware of the toss. And loose. Now he's trying to get as many yards back as he can. But it's going to be an unbelievable negative play there for the Tanners. Lush just was unaware that the toss was coming to him.
Joey, that's an example of an unforced error. And they continue to be a problem as Lush, had a mistake, but made up for it as 4th and 25 now is 4th and 12, as you'd expect Ryan Lush to be out there again to punt it away.
Caden Davis actually is going to come back out onto the field here.
Mark!
The Tanners.
You can ask many questions about this play calling decision, but let's see what it entails to.
A gutsy play call here, and let's wait a moment. Coach Belcher conferencing with the refs, and instead decides to take a timeout.
Timeout.
We'll be back after a quick break with 2:27 left in the half. BC High 22.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, could you please have your attention? We'd like to ask members of Coach Paul Sain's family to please stand. On the far entrance of the field, the Woburn Memorial High School Athletic Department has installed a bench dedicated in memory of longtime Woburn High soccer coach and athletic worker, Paul Sain. Coach Sain coached 32 years at Woburn Memorial High School. He held various honors such as Eastern Mass Division I Coach of the Year in 2003 and Eastern Mass Division II Coach of the Year in 2011. He had a career final record of 139, 111, and 58 and retired from coaching in October
Back here
2018.
after a beautiful ceremony to recognize the bench for legendary Woburn High soccer coach Paul Sain, as the punt is kicked by number 3 Ryan Lush, as Jackson Richard
This bench
able
was
to
donated
reverse
in Paul
field
Sain's
and get some
memory
extra
by
yardage.
his friends, family, and former players.
And a good play there by Evan Plotko, getting to the edge. As like you said, Joey, we commemorate Paul Sain's legendary soccer coach and the amount of work he did for that program, winning the state championship in 2000. He's just a legendary piece of this city.
Connor Foley lined up out wide with Bjorn Broadspot as Carroll's back in the shotgun. 2 receivers each side, firing over the middle again, and it's caught with a flag on the field. There was a lot of contact there by Caden Davis. We'll see what the flag is.
And you looked at Mark Catone trying to come over the top for the interception, but wow, what a catch it was from the BC High Eagles.
That will be a defensive holding. And with the great catch there by number 7, Bobka, the penalty will be declined by the Eagles, and they will take the chunk play. many Tanners converging towards, but the pile kept pushing. And it's an extra yardage there by number 21. Brendan Ryan.
That's a name you haven't heard of tonight, Joey, as they continue to keep the clock going here, BC High.
We'll go back as Carroll goes to the screen this time. It's Brendan Ryan again with a
Team.